What up, Ho Biscuits? It's your girl Skitten, back at it again. First and foremost, hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are staying safe and sanitized. I'm here with my husband, and I challenge you.
Damn right, you got
to
it.
an arm wrestling competition.
I knew it was coming. Let's do it, dude.
Let's go.
Yeah,
ready?
Bring it in.
1,
Wrists.
2,
Wrists.
3.
Wow, you're like really going. All right, ready? 2-on-1, weak ass. Weak ass. You hit the gym.
To be fair, my husband's biceps are the size of my head. Okay? So I should have what, BFFR'd or whatever? That's what I should have done.
Get the bonky for losing. Yeah, loser gets bonked.
Today, we're here to watch Casually Explained Arm Wrestling. I'm pretty excited about it. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started.
Arm wrestling is my favorite niche sport, and is perhaps one of the most misunderstood.
Okay.
If you ask a random person on the street, arm wrestling conjures up ideas of drunk idiots at a bar with fragile egos trying to out-macho each other. But that's not the case at all. Travis Bajent's actually really good. Beyond that, our general view of arm wrestling is made up of those videos where neither person knows what they're doing and just straight up snaps their forearm clean in half. This isn't what arm wrestling is about, because in reality, the arm wrestling community is a lot like the bodybuilding community.
Why did he make his leg look like that?
He's like, bro, only leg day, never sit-ups, and I drink milk.
He only did like quads and hammies. He didn't do his calves.
No calves,
what happened?
People think bodybuilding is about vanity and trying to be more jacked than other guys so you can get girls, but anyone who's gone to the gym long enough knows the only people admiring your micro-thong is the other homies.
True.
In a similar sense, arm wrestling appears to be two roided up monsters with wrists bigger than my neck trying to rip the other person's arm right out of the socket. But if you start a match and your opponent doesn't want to hold your hand, you literally ask the referee to get the strap on.
What?
Remarkably progressive.
Funny,
really.
dude.
What most people don't know about arm wrestling is that it's primarily a hand, wrist, and forearm sport. It's not entirely how much you can bicep curl. In a sense, it's similar to rock climbing because even though the specific strengths are different, in rock climbing, you can take a super jacked bodybuilder, but because he's never trained his grip in a crimp position, he's going to be barely any better than an average guy because it's largely about your finger strength to body weight ratio.
Right.
Which is why my husband is excellent at rock climbing because he has insane grip strength.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah, it's pretty unreal.
You guys don't get to see my husband in action. You guys only get to see like the top half. Yeah. You don't get to see him use his hands for anything, but he's very strong. You're very strong.
Thanks. I thought it was weird when I could do fingertip push-ups at like 8. My grandfather tells that story when I'm like climbing that rope, you know? They like just put a rope up. I just started climbing it. Yeah. And they were like, why? Get him off of that.
He was like terrified at the rock climbing thing, so he just like hung by his fingertips.
Yeah. It was terrible. I was scared. I was going to die. Hold on for your life. And I did.
Better than an average guy because it's largely about your finger strength to body weight ratio. Similarly, professional arm wrestling requires strengths that most regular gym bros never train, such as being able to rapidly fuck off under the table or shitpost on YouTube shorts in a foreign language. While most people think of arm wrestling as a side-to-side movement, this is literally how you end up breaking your feeble, normal person bones. If your real-life opponent insists that anything but side-to-side is cheating, make sure you do it over a ledge so you at least get a banger of a Live League video. In reality, arm wrestling properly is almost always both people pulling corner to corner, or occasionally one person pressing and another person pulling.
Really?
If you ever see someone using their body weight in a casual environment, that is actually the safe and proper way to arm wrestle because it keeps your arm in line with your shoulder. If, however, you want some MLG pro tips to beat your friends at the bar, here are some tricks.
I'm ready.
Grip your thumb higher up for more leverage. Start with a slightly cupped hand. Bring your elbow and shoulder in closer to the middle to get a higher hand position and a narrower V shape through your arm and shoulder. Lean in as close as possible to the other person. Give them a quick peck on the lips, and then hit them with a flash pin like the Patriot you.
All right, let's do it. Here we go. Boom, high thumb, cup the hand, lean in, shoulder in, kiss, and then wrestle. All right, that's a lot. That's a lot easier to beat my wife with. Here, you try it on me real quick. I won't go. You just high thumb. Get the high thumb, cup the wrist, cup it in, and then pull to the back corner. Look at that. It's like pulls it away from my body, kind of.
That's way better.
All right. That's a quick thing real quick, too. Me and my wife, when we do watch UFC and I explain like ground positions, I go, what the person's actually missing is that to get this position, he's not kissing him.
Yeah.
You know, you should
no
just
kisses on his face.
Yeah, it didn't kiss him enough. That's the problem. Hit a one immediately.
There are then additional stylistic techniques such as back pressure, side pressure, posting, which I like to do at most once per year. Then there's pronation, top rolling, and hooking.
What?
Then there's the more unorthodox moves like flop pressing, the king's move, the dad move, and many others that you can employ to emphasize your opponent's childhood weaknesses and engage your strengths.
Okay.
There is, of course, one strategy above all else, however, which is just being really, really strong. Again, at least physically. One of the reasons I find arm wrestling so appealing is because it has one.
Look at his gigantic sausage fingers.
You can't fit it in the on top of the protein thing?
Oh my god.
Good lord.
One of the highest genetic anomaly to overall population ratios of any sport that I know of. Think of how crazy it was back in the day when Usain Bolt, who was 6 inches taller than what everyone thought a professional sprinter should be, came in and smoked every world record.
Yeah.
We all said, wow, very fast and impressive. I'm greatly pleased by this novelty.
We were.
Arm wrestling is like that, but it's almost every single person. Some people say, you know, what if there was a version of the Olympics where everyone was allowed to do as many drugs as they want, and we say, to heck with it. Let's see what humanity's really capable of. And if you know anything about sports, that already exists, and it's called the Olympics. But in arm wrestling, it goes beyond that, not to just the limit of human pharmaceuticals, but the limits of human evolution. What if you combined a crab with a human? That's right, Oleg Zok, the greatest left-handed sub-heavyweight of all time, and all-around nice guy.
What?
How do you do that?
How about a human in a can of spinach?
Okay.
Exactly, Alan Fisher. It reminds me of someone, but I can't quite put my finger on it.
That's
How about a bunch of bananas and a human?
Okay.
Not a gorilla, it's Demystifying's hands. Now imagine the enormous mythological creature, the Leviathan. Doesn't really roll off the tongue, does it? But if we shorten it a little bit... Exactly, Levon Saganashvili. This guy's 420 pounds and has nearly 10-inch wrists. For reference, I just measured the circumference of my ankle and it was 9 1/4.
I'm so sorry. Did he say a 10-inch wrist?
He's got ankle wrists. What the heck? It's way smaller than that, babe.
Is this close?
Not even
is this close to 10 inches?
Good lord.
Let me see.
Yeah. Nah, man.
No.
Yeah, no. Not us.
Who are these monsters?
Oh my gosh.
And look how thick those bad boys are.
Jeez.
After looking at these mutant-level athletes, imagine what chance you'd have if you looked like a regular dad.
Right.
Exactly. You'd be John Brzenk, the undisputed greatest of all time.
Okay.
Because you have to remember my golden rule. Always hide your power level.
Yeah.
One of the immediately noticeable characteristics of a lot of arm wrestlers is they can't fully extend their arms. And while that leads to some of the most contentious issues in the sport, it also leads me to believe that the evolutionary pressure on the T-Rex was actually nature's effort to create the perfect arm wrestler. Arms that barely extend to help them win matches, and a giant mouth to blame the shit refs. Nevertheless, while doctors in the YouTube comment section, which of course are the same people, often debate the cause of why arm wrestlers have arms that are so messed up, there is yet to be a definitive conclusion.
Okay.
It does, however, remind me a lot of the people who watch mogul skiing videos and comment, why do they all need so many knee replacements? Or the people who comment, why does everyone keep getting brain damage? On League of Legends videos. What I love about the arm wrestling community is that it's niche enough that it's kind of like one big family and they all really admire each other.
Interesting.
I remember seeing mainstream Reddit videos posted of guys like Denis Saplenkov crushing walnuts with his fingers or Oleg with his weird left arm, and people would comment, I mean, if that's what you've been given, then can't say I wouldn't do the same thing.
Fair.
As if what they experienced was some type of disability. Well, yes, Dennis probably needs to use an iPad as a phone. These guys are genuinely revered in the community for their special abilities. Whether it's Oleg's weird arm and hand, Dennis's unusual and jacked frame, Devin's fucked up elbows, Michael Todd's coping mechanisms, or Dave Chafee's table IQ. It's genuinely seen as each person's talent, and all the average people in the sport are envious they don't have their own ultimate ability that other people can meme about. As it currently stands, the undisputed #1 super heavyweight is Levon Saganashvili.
Jesus.
He's just eating bananas and whey protein.
Gigantic man.
He's that one, by the way. He has literally obtained final boss status because he only does super matches against one opponent at a time. While Hermes Gasparini recently showed some serious potential in stopping Levon in later rounds after tiring him out, the only person who's thought to be able to beat him currently is the Australian heavyweight Ryan Bowen, who everyone in the community agrees would win pretty easily, but unfortunately can't get his weight up to meet the class requirements. Meanwhile, there are probably a dozen other people who are similarly matched to each other who are all vying for #2 in the world, because they all know the secret to arm wrestling success. Claim you're better than everyone else, then injure yourself before you have to prove it. One of the most popular arm wrestlers is Devin No Limits Larrett, who's not only a world champion in multiple divisions and an ex-Canadian Special Forces member, but also one of the most charismatic ambassadors of the sport.
All right.
When I was first researching arm wrestling a while back, I thought, hey, maybe I should try this. Let me see who the best arm wrestlers from my small city are. perhaps one day it could be me. And then I was like, oh, it's Devin Larratt. Never mind. Anyway, joke's on him. There's no arm wrestling clubs here, so I'm still literally undefeated.
Hey.
Devin is a lot like if Goku and Wolverine were one person, and that he always ignores his injuries, rises to the challenge of new opponents, and then breaks his previous limit to defeat a stronger enemy.
That's cool.
And he looks like a homeless Wolverine. While he was destroyed by Prime Dennis in 2018, this brought rise to the notorious Pancake Devin, who bulked up his 6.5-foot frame and easily defeated Michael Todd for the heavyweight title in 2021.
With pancakes?
Similarly, in order to challenge Levon, Devin surpassed even his pancake form to contend with the Georgian, but despite his efforts, maple syrup intake, and high IQ match preparation, Levon had a special strategy prepared, which was turning completely invisible. Interviewed later, Levon said that at the time, Pancakes with Syrup Devin was probably the second strongest arm wrestler on the planet, validating the moniker Devin, Levon is the limit, Larratt, which I'm sure he will not be pleased with me saying out loud in this video.
That was very funny, but also, does it help settle the pancakes versus waffle debate for some of you?
Why would that be related at all? It's about arm wrestling.
Right, but he ate pancakes to bulk up.
Okay.
So he used pancakes to help him achieve his highest level of whatever.
So you think he ate all pancakes, never French toast, never waffles?
I think it was pancakes, yeah.
All right. Well,
I prefer waffles. Don't get me wrong. I'm on the right side of history here.
Oh, okay.
But I'm just saying.
What about French
I feel
toast?
like somebody out there is going to use this as justification for why pancakes are superior. Just know that you're wrong.
All right. Well, I'm glad you shut down that person that probably was in the comments. Pancake. Aw, and they're deleting it now.
I'm dead. He said Levon is the limit.
Since then, other characters have emerged, such as Hermes' no-fat, only-quality Gasparini, who, after learning English to sell merch, is now clearly the main number 2 contender. There's also Zauer, 10 to 12-minute breaks between sets but still gets injured anyway, Paisalaya, another less-tested number 2 contender, and Dennis, never show any emotion because then they'll know your power level Saplenkov, who's staging his comeback.
He does just have like a straight face.
I absolutely nailed the native pronunciation of all those names.
Absolutely.
Dennis, who I'm referring to on a first-name basis because I like to imagine we're best friends,
all right,
unfortunately fell ill in 2018. He was previously considered the strongest arm wrestler ever before Levon, and is considered by some to be the only person in the weight class who could potentially match him on a strength basis, given not only his past dominance, but being pretty much the only person to have stronger gym lifts and multiple exercises, having an enormous amount of table experience, insane hand strength, and having possibly the most unbendy arms in the game. He's the only person who, after his illness, looked like this, and people said, "Oh, he looks so small and frail. I hope he recovers soon." And then you step back a second and think, wait a minute, he's curling my bench press. This guy's massive.
Yeah.
And you're forced to diagnose yourself with someone else's body dysmorphia. He's been doing a lot better, and it's especially exciting because Dennis and Levon have never faced each other before, and everyone's hoping that Levon triples his Georgian pancake intake, Dennis absorbs another bar of plutonium, turns his head backwards, and I can pay $25 to watch it on the internet.
Oh my God.
Similarly, with the internet, it's the first time ever that teenagers around the world with giant hands, forearms, and literally no lower body have finally found their calling. I mean, I think we're currently in the golden age of arm wrestling, so I highly recommend you get involved by getting a bag of chips, leaning back in your gaming chair, and watching hours of arm wrestling YouTube videos back to back without ever participating like me.
Nice.
I'm like low-key tempted to do that though.
Yeah, I might do it.
I'm actually tempted. We're real into UFC right now.
We're really into obscure sports though.
But like,
yeah,
I would be down to watch some arm wrestling.
What do you think it's like? How many rounds do you think they go?
I know literally nothing. That's the only thing. He didn't explain much about the culture, and I wish he would have.
I think it might be worth it checking out.
I think we should.
Well, you saw at the start, me and my wife had a exhilarating arm wrestling match. Now you can critique our form with the details presented in this video.
Let's try with this arm.
Okay. Lefties.
1, 2.
Are you doing all the steps? All right. Perfect. Yeah. Go. Are you pulling? Actually do the arm wrestling part.
I am.
I'm gonna forfeit before you hurt yourself.
I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was a nice glimpse into the arm wrestling world. We'll let you know if we end up taking the deep dive. Don't forget to leave your reaction requests and recommendations down in the comments below. And other than that, peace out, Hope Biscuits. It's Skittin' Lit.